You don't need anyone to tell you what it feels like to lie awake at 2:37 a.m., staring into the soft darkness, your body aching for rest, but your mind buzzing with thoughts that just won't let go. You've tried the warm milk, the soft music, the calming podcasts, and still your sleep feels like a stranger who visits less and less often. The problem isn't just the tossing and turning. It's what happens the next day, the brain fog, the low energy, the quiet frustration of feeling like your body is aging faster than your spirit. And if you're anything like most seniors, you've probably been told it's just part of getting older. But what if that's not the full story? What if your sleep struggles have less to do with age and more to do with how your body is being supported, or not, in those precious hours before bedtime? Because here's something most people overlook. What you put into your body in the hour before sleep doesn't just affect digestion. It influences your hormones, your nervous system, even how your brain cleans itself overnight. And tonight, I'm going to show you one powerful yet incredibly gentle drink, made entirely from natural ingredients, that can help unlock deeper sleep, reduce inflammation, and leave you waking up with that rare feeling of, wow, I actually feel rested. This isn't a trendy fix or a secret superfood. It's a time-tested, doctor-backed blend that quietly supports your heart, your liver, your brain, and your sense of peace, all while you sleep. And it starts with one warm cup. So if you're tired of being tired and you're ready to reclaim your nights, not just for rest, but for healing, stay with me. And if you believe we deserve better sleep and deeper health in our later years, then please subscribe to SleepWell Seniors and share this video with someone you care about. Let's get to 1,000 followers, not for the numbers, but to build a community where good sleep isn't a luxury. It's a promise. Number 1, ginger warmth from within. Let's begin with something simple, something you probably already have in your kitchen, fresh ginger. But don't be fooled by how ordinary it seems. When used the right way, especially at night, ginger becomes one of the most powerful allies for your sleep, your digestion, and your sense of inner calm. And the older we get, the more we need what it quietly offers. You see, aging brings with it a natural slowing of the digestive system. Meals that once gave us energy can now leave us feeling bloated or heavy. And if that discomfort lingers into bedtime, even in small, unnoticed ways, it can rob us of the deep, uninterrupted sleep our bodies so desperately need. You may not connect a restless night with a bit of indigestion or trapped wind, but your body does. It keeps the nervous system slightly activated, never fully letting go into rest. That's where ginger comes in, not in supplement form, but freshly grated or sliced and steeped in warm water. Ginger works in gentle but profound ways. It encourages your stomach to produce the right enzymes. It reduces spasms and inflammation in the intestines. It helps things move along, not too fast, not too slow, just as nature intended. But its power doesn't stop there. Ginger also has a warming effect, not spicy, not sharp, soothing, like someone lighting a small fire in the hearth of your body. That warmth spreads from your center outward, easing the chill in your hands and feet, improving blood flow and sending a message to your brain. It's safe now, you can let go. And that message is everything, because real sleep, the kind that heals, restores, and rebuilds, only happens when your nervous system feels safe. That's the part no one tells you. It's not just about how tired you are. It's about whether your body believes it's okay to surrender. When ginger becomes part of your evening ritual, you're not just treating symptoms. You're creating a container of calm. A consistent rhythm that your body starts to trust. The warm tea, the aroma, the gentle feeling in your belly, all of it becomes a signal. The day is over, now we rest. And here's something beautiful. Over time, this small act builds momentum. You'll start to notice fewer wake-ups, less tightness in your stomach, a clearer mind in the morning, more peace in the quiet hours of night. This isn't magic. It's how your body works when it's supported with wisdom and care. So if your sleep has been fragile, if your digestion has been uneasy, start here. 1 cup, 1 root, 1 night at a time. Next, we'll look at another ingredient that pairs perfectly with ginger, cinnamon, and how it helps balance what may be silently disrupting your sleep from within, your blood sugar. Number 2, cinnamon, keeping the body in balance. If ginger is the warmth your body longs for at night, then cinnamon is the quiet anchor that helps keep everything steady, especially the things you might not even know are drifting. Because here's a truth that surprises many people in their 60s and 70s. It's not always stress or pain that wakes you up in the middle of the night. Sometimes it's your blood sugar, and it doesn't have to be high or dangerously low. Just a slight dip, a gentle wobble in your internal balance, is enough to send your body into alert mode. You wake up suddenly. Your heart might be racing. You might feel a strange uneasiness or need to use the bathroom. And you're left lying there wondering why you can't get back to sleep. Cinnamon steps in like a gentle hand on your shoulder, keeping your internal rhythms calm and stable. It helps regulate blood sugar naturally, not by force, but by making your body more responsive to insulin, allowing it to move sugar into your cells with less strain. That means fewer spikes, fewer crashes, and fewer reasons for your body to panic during the night. But cinnamon isn't just about numbers on a chart. It's about how you feel. It helps prevent that jittery feeling. That sensation of something's off when you can't quite put your finger on it. It has a grounding, almost centering effect on your nervous system. Its warm, earthy aroma does more than please the senses. It soothes the mind. It says you're okay, you're home. This is especially important for older adults because the connection between sleep, mood, and blood sugar gets stronger with age. Poor blood sugar control can quietly increase your risk of anxiety, depression, brain fog, and even memory loss, all while you're just trying to get a good night's sleep. Cinnamon, used consistently and in the right amount, becomes more than a spice. It's a nightly act of prevention, a way to protect the deeper parts of you that don't speak loudly but matter deeply. And the best part? You don't need much. Just half a teaspoon stirred into your nighttime drink can create a ripple of stability that carries through the night. No side effects, no dependency. Just support, simple, natural, reliable. Combined with ginger, cinnamon creates a powerful synergy. One warms and comforts, the other steadies and protects. Together, they help create the kind of internal environment where deep sleep becomes possible again, not by sedating the body, but by aligning it. In the next section, we'll explore turmeric, the golden healer, and how it quietly reduces inflammation while you sleep, helping you wake up feeling less stiff, more mobile, and surprisingly clear-headed. Shall we move on to turmeric now? Number 3, turmeric, the golden healer. Now let's talk about something truly special. If ginger warms the body and cinnamon keeps it steady, then turmeric is the quiet healer, the golden root that works behind the scenes while you sleep, repairing what time and tension have quietly worn down. As we age, inflammation becomes a kind of silent background noise in the body. Not always painful, not always obvious, but it's there, in the joints that feel stiff in the morning, the muscles that take longer to recover, the brain fog that lingers even after rest. Doctors call it low-grade chronic inflammation, and it's one of the leading contributors to aging-related conditions like arthritis, heart disease, diabetes, and memory decline. And here's the truth. Much of that inflammation builds up quietly over years of poor sleep, stress, poor digestion, or simply not giving the body enough time to heal at night. Turmeric, especially when taken before bed, begins to change that. Its active compound, curcumin, is a powerful natural anti-inflammatory. But unlike harsh medications, it doesn't overwhelm the system. It works gently, consistently, and in harmony with your body's nighttime rhythms. While you sleep, curcumin supports your cells in repairing damaged tissue. It eases swelling in joints. It calms overactive immune responses. And it does all of this silently, like a gardener tending your internal landscape while you rest. But turmeric doesn't just soothe the body. It protects one of the most overworked organs as we age, the liver. This organ works hardest while we sleep, filtering toxins, metabolizing hormones, and resetting our internal chemistry. Turmeric supports liver function without stressing it, allowing your detox pathways to stay clear and efficient. That means fewer toxins, more clarity, and a greater sense of lightness when you wake up. And if that weren't enough, turmeric has another gift. It supports the brain. New studies show that curcumin may help prevent the buildup of harmful plaques in the brain, supporting memory and reducing the risk of cognitive decline. When taken at night, it aligns perfectly with your brain's natural cleaning cycle, the process where your nervous system clears out waste and consolidates memory. It's not just sleep, it's overnight housekeeping for your mind. So by adding turmeric to your nighttime drink, just half a teaspoon, you're giving your body the tools it needs to restore itself. You're not just addressing symptoms. You're reaching the deeper systems that carry you through each day. Your joints, your liver, your brain, your immune response. And the best part is this healing happens while you sleep. No extra effort, no side effects. Just one golden cup quietly doing its work as you surrender to rest. Up next, we'll add a surprisingly powerful ingredient to the mix, one you'd never expect to help with sleep: fresh lemon. And we'll explore how just a splash of it can support detox, digestion, and a cleaner, lighter morning. Ready? Let's keep going. Number 4, lemon, a gentle cleanse before sleep. It might surprise you, but one of the most powerful ingredients for nighttime healing isn't some rare herb or exotic spice. It's something as simple as a lemon. Just one small splash of fresh lemon juice, added to your evening drink after it's cooled a bit, can do more for your body than most people realize. Because while we often think of lemon as sharp or energizing, what it actually offers at night is balance, clarity, and gentle cleansing. Let's begin with your body's natural chemistry. As we age, our internal environment becomes more acidic due to stress, processed foods, medications, and slower metabolism. This low-level acidity can interfere with sleep, digestion, and even cellular repair. Despite its sour taste, lemon is one of the most alkalizing foods you can consume. It helps restore your body's pH to a more balanced, restful state, a quiet shift that makes it easier to fall and stay asleep. But lemon's impact goes deeper. It stimulates your digestive system in a way that's soft, not aggressive. Just a few drops help activate digestive enzymes and gently nudge your liver and gallbladder into motion, allowing your evening meal to be processed smoothly, without lingering heaviness. That means less bloating, less reflux, and a more peaceful belly as you settle into bed. And when your digestion rests, so do you. Lemon also supports one of the body's most underrated systems, the lymphatic system. This network of fluid and vessels is your internal cleaning crew, sweeping out cellular waste and delivering immune support. At night, while you sleep, this system works overtime. And lemon, rich in vitamin C and trace minerals, helps that flow stay smooth and efficient. When your lymphatic system isn't sluggish, you wake up feeling lighter, clearer, even brighter in spirit. There's also an emotional subtlety to lemon that often goes unnoticed. Its fresh, clean scent can lift mood and relieve tension. In traditional healing practices, lemon has long been used to dispel mental fog, calm emotional heaviness, and even reduce anxious thoughts. Think of it as the exhale your nervous system didn't know it needed, a signal that it's okay to let go. Now, here's a little trick to make sure you get all the benefits. Never add lemon juice while your drink is still hot. Heat can destroy its vitamin C and active enzymes. Instead, wait until the mixture is warm, not steaming, and then add your fresh squeeze. That way, you preserve the full power of its nutrients. So yes, lemon may be small, but in the quiet moments before bed, it becomes something much greater, a gentle signal to your body that it's time to release, to detox, to soften. And when paired with turmeric, cinnamon, and ginger, it helps form a nightly blend that doesn't just relax you, it restores you. Coming up next, we'll add one more botanical to complete this evening ritual: chamomile, nature's most trusted bedtime companion. Let's explore why this delicate flower has helped people find rest for centuries, and why it's especially powerful for seniors navigating anxiety, restlessness, and nighttime loneliness. Number 5, chamomile, a soft landing for the mind. There's something almost sacred about chamomile. With its tiny white petals and gentle fragrance, it doesn't shout or demand attention. It simply offers comfort, the kind that doesn't try to fix anything but quietly reminds you that you're not alone. And when it comes to sleep, especially for older adults, that feeling matters more than you might think. Because here's the truth: sleep isn't just about biology, it's about emotions. The older we get, the more life we've lived, and with that life comes a quiet load we carry into the night: worries about health, thoughts of children and grandchildren, memories that rise when the world gets still. For many, bedtime doesn't feel peaceful. It feels like the only time the mind has space to speak. And that's where chamomile does its most beautiful work. Chamomile contains a natural compound called apigenin. It gently binds to receptors in your brain that regulate mood and sleep, the same ones activated by anti-anxiety medications, but without the side effects or fog. The result is a calming of the nervous system, a release of mental tension, and an invitation to rest. Not forced sleep, not sedation, just a soft landing. This is especially powerful for seniors whose nervous systems can be more reactive. When the world moves too fast or the days feel overwhelming, chamomile becomes a quiet friend that says, "Slow down, it's safe now." And when you combine it with the warmth of ginger, the balance of cinnamon, the healing of turmeric, and the clarity of lemon, it becomes more than just tea. It becomes a ritual, a transition from noise to stillness. Chamomile also supports digestion, gently easing the stomach and reducing bloating or tension that can keep you awake without you even realizing it. And it's incredibly hydrating, helping replenish fluids in a way that's gentle on the kidneys. An important consideration for older adults whose systems may be more sensitive. But perhaps the most powerful effect of chamomile isn't physical at all. It's emotional. Each sip is like a small act of kindness. It slows you down, grounds you, reminds you of something deep and ancestral. That rest is your right, not a reward. That softness is strength. And that even if the world feels loud or uncertain, you can create a pocket of peace right here, right now. And that's the beauty of this drink. It's not just what's in it. It's what it represents, a conscious choice to care for yourself at the end of each day. A moment of stillness. A promise that no matter what tomorrow brings, tonight you rest. Next, we'll bring in the final touch to this healing drink. Chia or flax seeds, nature's quiet stabilizers that support your hormones, your brain, and the smooth rhythm of your sleep. Ready to complete the blend? Let's continue. Number 6, chia or flax seeds, gentle stability through the night. Let's talk about the quiet finish to this evening ritual, the element that holds everything together while you sleep. Chia seeds or flax seeds. They may not have the warmth of ginger or the soothing aroma of chamomile, but what they bring is just as important: stability. And at this stage in life, that's what the body craves most. You see, as we age, our systems, hormonal, digestive, neurological, all become more sensitive to fluctuations. A slight change in blood sugar, a shift in gut activity, even subtle hunger signals can pull us out of deep sleep. These tiny seeds help prevent that. Soaked ahead of time and added into your drink, they create a soft, gel-like texture that doesn't just feel calming, it is calming to your entire system. Here's why they matter. Chia and flax are rich in soluble fiber. That means they slow down how sugar is absorbed into your bloodstream. Instead of the ups and downs that can trigger restlessness or nighttime adrenaline spikes, they help maintain a gentle, even energy line. The kind that keeps your body in sleep mode rather than survival mode. If you've ever woken up suddenly feeling slightly off, heart racing, slightly shaky, this could be part of the solution. But the benefits go even deeper. These seeds are full of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, essential nutrients that reduce inflammation, protect the heart, and support brain function. For older adults, this is especially important. Neuroinflammation, a quiet swelling inside the brain, is linked to mood instability, memory lapses, and poor sleep quality. Omega-3s help reduce that risk, keeping the mind clearer and more balanced over time. They also support hormonal health, thanks to a natural compound called lignans. These phytoestrogens help gently balance the body's hormonal rhythms, which can become irregular in our later years. That means fewer emotional swings, steadier energy, and better regulation of the stress hormones that interfere with sleep. But perhaps what's most profound about adding chia or flax isn't their scientific profile, it's their emotional effect. They give your body a sense of fullness, of being nourished and held through the night. You don't wake up hungry or jittery, you don't feel hollow, you feel steady, grounded, whole. To prepare them properly, soak a teaspoon of seeds in water for at least 30 minutes before adding them to your drink. This activates their fiber and helps your body absorb their nutrients more easily. Added at the end, after your drink has cooled, they become part of the final texture, gentle, comforting, deeply satisfying. With that, you now have a complete bedtime blend. Each ingredient serves a unique purpose. Together, they form a circle of care, warming the body, calming the nerves, balancing your systems, and giving your cells the nourishment they need to restore while you sleep. Next, I'll walk you through how to bring all these elements together into one sacred evening ritual, step by step, so you can experience not just a better night, but a better tomorrow. Shall we make it final? So now you have it, not just a recipe, but a ritual. A warm, golden drink that does more than help you sleep. It restores what the day has taken. It speaks to the parts of you that are tired, not just in body, but in spirit. It says, you've done enough. You are enough, now rest. Because healing isn't loud. It doesn't always come in big breakthroughs or dramatic changes. Sometimes it starts quietly with one choice made again and again. And that choice can be as simple as showing up for yourself each night with a warm cup in your hands and the intention to feel better tomorrow than you did today. So I invite you, don't just try this once. Let it become a part of how you care for yourself. Let it mark the end of your day with gentleness instead of stress, with presence instead of noise. Let it be your sacred signal that the world can wait. This moment is yours. And if this video gave you something, a sense of calm, a moment of hope, or just one new idea you're curious to try, I would be so grateful if you'd support this space. Subscribe to SleepWell Seniors. Share this with someone you love. And help us reach 1,000 followers, not for the number, but to build a home for people like you who are ready to sleep better, feel stronger, and live more peacefully. Leave a comment below, maybe just a gentle affirmation like, "Tonight I choose rest." And know this, you are not alone, not in your sleeplessness, not in your healing. We are building something beautiful here, one night, one breath, one cup at a time. Until next time, sleep well. You deserve it.